There is a quite popular myth that the Poles were unable to fly British equipment as they only flew an obsolete aircraft in Poland. We have to remember that the Polish military industry had less than 20 years to develop from regaining independence in November of 1918, having by then no aviation industry at all, and inheriting country destroyed and plundered by the former oppressors, to losing her freedom again in September 1939. During those less than 20 years, Poland have fought several wars defending and securing her borders, yet managed to gain some huge aeronautical successes recognized by the world, and developing an aircraft PZL P6 that in early 1930s was proclaimed the first totally metal built but also the best fighter plane of the world. By comparison, the British Hawker Hurricane, developed by Great Britain, one of the world's most powerful countries and biggest players, entered the service only in December 1937, less than 2 years before the war, whilst Spitfire went into production in 1938, and during the Battle of Britain there was still a significant shortage of them. It is not true that the Poles were unfamiliar with the modern aircraft. A significant group of Poles arriving in Britain in 1940 flew modern aircraft in France across the Channel. That's why they knew how to use flaps or folding undercarriage. For them, however, the main obstacle was to learn that in England, unlike in any other European country, they had to push the throttle instead of pulling it, which was located on the left instead of the right. They also had to adapt the measuring system being in inches, yards or miles, and the height had to be described in feet, not meters, which caused a massive difference at the beginning. Hence, many of the initial crashes were caused by technical issues and misunderstanding rather than Poles being unable to cope with the modern aircraft. Language barrier was crucial, of course. Many of the Poles knew French, while English for most of them was a lingual challenge. Above all this, the Poles had to face a completely different approach towards the aerial tactics used by the British. Poles were shocked by the use of the Vic formation that was known since the Great War, which consisted of 4 sections flying in extremely tight formation. Poles used to fly in different formation back in Poland, more similar to the Germans. That's why the formation was more flexible and accurate, and the results of the actions were deadly. Above all this, they were shooting from a very short distance to make sure that the bullets are reaching the targets. They flew with the aim to kill every German, not like the British colleagues who were protecting their country.